What we have here is the new for 2022 Infiniti QX55. It is a coupe version of the QX50. Is it any good? We're going to check out all the features and then put it to the test. Right now on Driving Sports TV. Infiniti says that this coupe-style crossover recalls the original coupe crossover, the FX. Now, if you remember that vehicle, it was basically a Nissan 350 turned into a crossover with luxury appointments. The first thing you'll notice here is the coupe styling. That's right, this is a coupe version of the QX50, which we tested last year. And the QX50 actually had a lot of good stuff going for it. Let's take a look at this vehicle, check out all the features, and then we're going to take it for a drive. What we have here is a 2-liter 4-cylinder that's been turbocharged and has variable compression. It puts out a peak 268 horsepower and 280 pound-feet of torque. It is connected through a continuously variable transmission, and it powers all 4 wheels through Nissan's all-wheel drive system.
The EPA rates this setup at 28 miles to the gallon on the highway and 22 in the city. The trim we're testing today is the Essential All-Wheel Drive, with a couple upgrades, including the Pro Assist Advanced Safety Package. Price as it sits here, $54,120 US, including destination.
Even though this has 8.6 inches of ground clearance, we have to be really careful if we're going to take this off pavement because it has these massive 20-inch wheels wrapped in Bridgestone all-season tires. Of course, this has a sloped back because it is a coupe-styled crossover. Let's see what that does to the inside. Actually, that's not too bad. This seems very useful. And under the floor, we also get extra storage with a bin and a Bose amplifier and subwoofer. Okay. That is also one of the beefiest recovery hooks I've ever seen. Fold it flat, all I have to do is pull 2 levers.
With all the seats folded flat, the QX55 boasts up to 54.1 cubic feet of total cargo capacity.
I also get a 12-volt, 120-watt power socket right here. You can either lock and close or just close. Okay, second row. Sitting pretty high, way above the driver, but I still actually have a little bit of headroom. The leather feels really nice. A little Bose speaker here. And down below, I have a single USB socket as well as a 12-volt. However, no aircon. I do get vents, but that's basically it. Over here, I have a fold-down armrest with cup holder and a little slot to put a device. Okay, yeah, the overall swoopiness of the design I think actually looks pretty nice. The materials, pretty good. We got that nice stitching there, very even. I do like how it has the 2 different tones of leather here. That's a good look. I even get paddle shifters, more leather on the wheel, a little leather on the little shifter transmission controller right there. And then the seats are really comfortable, actually. I do get some controls. I can go up, down, forward, back, move the backrest, adjust the lumbar, and that's it. Usually with luxury, I would like to see some more adjustments, maybe a lower leg adjustment, maybe power on the headrest. As it is, this is manual. Initially, I look at this design and I'm like, yeah, this looks really nice. But then I start to look at some of the details. And though they did avoid using piano black down here, which would scratch something awful, what they have gone with kind of looks a little cheap. This plastic, I just feel like they could have done something a little bit nicer there. Although it's not piano black, so that's a win at least. The surround is metallic, which looks good. And then below that we have the drive mode, which we can pick a couple different styles. There's personal, sport, standard, and eco. It's become kind of a trademark Infiniti infotainment look, but we get 2 screens here. And I actually like dual screen systems. The Acura RDX has one. I think they make good use of it. Here however, we have two totally different screens. This one from the mid-2000s and this one, which looks pretty modern. Why couldn't they make that one look like this one? This looks like it's pulled straight out of a Nissan Rogue from about 6 years ago. Not great. It's soft. It's not high resolution at all. Though on paper, yeah, it does have a surround view camera system. The actual quality of it is extraordinarily low. And why is it so dim? I mean, I can even go full brightness and it does not seem to affect it. Not in any useful way. It's like it's dimmer than the normal screen. So there's that. And then back to the normal screen, that is brighter. Why is the backup camera so dark? I don't get it. Of course, talking about the surround view camera brings up the advanced safety stuff, and this is loaded with all that you would expect. Everything from a pre-collision system, rear cross traffic alerts. It also has adaptive cruise control with lane detection and blind spot warnings with the blind spot warning symbols where I like them on the inside of the vehicle. That is really nice when you're in really bad weather. You can see these much clearer. Continuing on with the main infotainment screen. The nice thing about this setup is you can put, say, for example, Apple CarPlay on top, or you can have your map on top and XM on the bottom. It gives you options, and options are always good. Let's go ahead and plug that in. Okay, would you like Apple CarPlay? Yes. Okay. Now I can enable wireless CarPlay. Let's go ahead and do that. Yes. Okay, and now we have wireless CarPlay. I can unplug. This is different. Why can't I just unplug? If it's wireless, why can't I just unplug? Other systems allow me to do wireless, enable it, and then instantly I have it. This one, not so much. Okay, let's plug this back in. Okay, I've enabled wireless CarPlay, but I don't see where it actually is. Hey, where's my Nissan icon? You're supposed to get an icon to go back to the main system. You can't do that in this one. I guess I have to control everything down here. So let's go down to connections, iPhone. It does say Apple CarPlay. Let's see if I can unplug it and just do wireless, because I've already set it up once. Hands-free phone connected, audio streaming connected. Okay, turn on CarPlay. Are you going to do it? Hey, and there we go. Wireless CarPlay. So it just takes an extra step versus some other systems. Let's take a look at the navigation that they do have in this vehicle. Let's go menu. Let's look destinations by Google. Say OK. Let's look for Starbucks and list. Nearby. It's a little slow. Fastest route is 18 minutes. Yes, I've already selected that. Can we go now? Can we go now? Can we go now? Can we go? Oh, I have to click start. And now we have it. And it keeps the controls down below, yet gives me the maps up above. And wow, that looks like a really old map design. It's just old. It just doesn't look great. When you're spending over 50 grand, I expect something a little bit more modern looking. In spite of its faults, the new system Lexus has is thoroughly modern. At least it's got that going for it. I'm not sure you need a 14-inch display, but you know, this is a little on the small side. I believe that's an 8-inch display and that's a 7-inch display. In terms of comfort, we have multi-zone climate control, heated and cooled seats at this trim level. The transmission is a continuously variable one, but I can emulate shifts with the paddle shifters up here. So that's the basic interior. It is a mixed bag of good and not so great. But I think what it really comes down to is how does this drive? I mean, it's got a turbo 2-liter with that variable compression. It has all-wheel drive. And of course, it also has a CVT. Anyway, let's take this up to the mountains to see how it does. Before we get too far into this, let's pull over and test out how this all-wheel drive system responds on slippery surfaces. I'm in drive. I'm going to first do normal, and I'm just going to mosh the throttle and see what happens. 3, 2, 1, go.
As you can see, most of the power starts at the front wheels, but when slip is detected, the transfer clutch shifts power to the back wheels after 2 complete rotations.
So what we're looking for on the outside here is how quickly does power shift to the back, or is it all about the front wheels? This time I'm going to switch over to Sport and see how that affects things. 3, 2, 1, go.
In the Sport setting, power shifts to the back wheels a little bit quicker. Heading up to the mountains, it wasn't long before I found some likes and dislikes about the QX55.
Now that I've spent a little bit of time in the car, I find the seats to be pretty comfortable still. And I do like the Wi-Fi CarPlay. That works pretty well. But it is a bit odd that there is no wireless charging pad. Why is it that so many manufacturers forget that? You know, either they have a wireless charging pad with no wireless CarPlay or vice versa. It just seems like a strange omission. Anyway, on the freeway here, it is relatively quiet. This is a very loud section of pavement in any car that we take on it, and the 20-inch wheels certainly are not helping. But let's go ahead and try out the adaptive cruise control. All I have to do is turn it on here, which set the speed, set my target, and now it'll pace the vehicle in front of me. This does have lane detection, but it's just a notification. It'll vibrate the wheel a little bit and make a noise a little bit like a distant police siren. It's a little disconcerting the first few times. In terms of like auto steer, it doesn't really have that, which is again a little weird for a all-new vehicle in 2022 to not have lane centering, because, you know, Toyota Camry comes with lane centering standard. So that just seems odd. What you do get, let's go ahead and demonstrate this. Get into the middle lane, and as we drift over, it'll, see, it just vibrates the wheel. It doesn't actually do anything. So I don't want to terrify those people around me, and I'll keep both hands on the wheel. I actually do like how quiet this is on the freeway. It's very comfortable to drive. I do like how the lane detection is inside the vehicle, so even if it's raining or snowing outside, I can still see the indicator very easily. I wish I could make these screens brighter. Display settings, brightness. Okay, I can turn it up. This doesn't get terribly bright though. Huh. Oh, you can set the top and the bottom independently. Oh, that's funny. They actually were set to be the same. That is just a darker screen. That's so weird. As we were. Okay, so it looks like a lot of the snow has melted off from that big dump of snow that we had a few weeks ago now. So we're going to see if we can find some adventure in this all-wheel drive luxury coupe crossover. Or crossover coupe? I don't know what it is. Whatever this is, we're going to go have some fun in it. This is where it's going to get interesting, because of course this has a continuously variable transmission mated to a turbocharged engine. So you have two negatives here. You have turbo lag, and you also have CVT rubber bandy feel. So let's see how this all comes together. Did Nissan make it so those aren't issues? Let's see. Throttle. Wait, and okay. Okay, that's not doing it for me. Let's switch into sport mode and see if things improve. Oof. Oh man, that fake shifting is awful. It doesn't even sound that great, really. You know, I really like the suspension. It's not adaptive, there's nothing fancy about it, but it is just nicely sprung. It has a good feel. It soaks up a lot of the roughness of the road here, yet gives me good control in the corners. Overall, pretty good. I mean, it sounds like it's doing stuff, but man, that transmission is it's just awful. I mean, I have 4,000 RPM, I'm flooring it, and I got nothing. For an engine with 280 pound-feet of torque, I better get something at 4K. Come on. Man, this is not terribly fun. But let's see how it does with a 0 to 60 test to see if the lack of fun extends to a quick run up to 60. Okay, so I'm still in sport mode. I'm going to come to a complete stop, and then I'm basically just going to floor it. 3, 2, 1, and go. And 20, 40, 50, oh, that sounds awful, and 60. 6.56 seconds, which is actually pretty good. It's just not fun getting there though, and that's a problem for a vehicle of this size. On paper, this car looks amazing, but when you actually drive it, it's like, it's just not fun. That's too bad. Turning radius is good. Nope. I mean, there's a reason why Nissan dropped the CVT in its Pathfinder. It went to a traditional automatic because it's just, this isn't good. And I've driven CVTs that are good. Like Subaru CVT is actually pretty good, but it's chain driven. This one's belt driven, and it's like driving rubber bands. With that, let's head down this snow road and see how far we can get today. This may be a bad idea. So as we continue into the woods, obviously there's a lot of concerns here. First off, the rut down the middle. This does have 8.6 inches of ground clearance, which is pretty good, but it's not good enough that I can say that's not potentially a problem. Also, I have to look for sticks. There's so many down trees that have been cleared. There's a lot of branches extending over into the roadway. Even small ones can still really scratch the paint, and there's no reason that I, should hand this car back all scratched up. So I just have to take it easy, and we'll see how far we can get into the mountains today. Oh, boy, not dragging yet. I kind of expected we would. Now keep in mind, this has no underbody protection of any consequence. Is running all season radials, which clearly are not the right tires for this situation. But so far we're doing good. Power is shifting around the system as necessary. It's getting me into the road here. I can play with it a little bit if I want to have some fun and feel pretty confident in that. Oh, gotta watch for these ruts, because in the snow, a rut can really dip down. Oh, this is great. I love it. This has been so inaccessible lately. Oh boy, that's a ditch. I'm afraid if I put my wheel in, then I'm gonna drag. So let's just kind of slowly, whoa, sliding back. Oh, got it. Now the thing here is that every corner is an adventure. You just don't know where you're gonna get stuck because there might be a rut that I just cannot conquer. Do this without grinding. Oh yeah, we got this. Okay, I'm gonna go up on the rise here though, I think. Yes. So far, this has actually been doing a really good job. Now, one of my concerns is that in the past, I have had Nissan-based all-wheel drive systems overheat on me. So I'm really hoping that's not an issue today. Now this snow is extraordinarily wet. It's above freezing, it's thawed a lot, so it's very thick, very icy, which means hitting it at speed actually is just not a good thing. So I have to kind of tiptoe over it to make sure that I don't whack a big piece of ice and damage the front lip. Now clearly there's been some trees down here from the season. Now if I go up on the edge a little bit, it helps me get a little bit more clearance if I'm not at the bottom of the wheel ruts. So I'm going to try to just maintain velocity here. And I'm in no special settings. I'm just in standard mode. And a note on the tires. So yeah, these are all-season radials. We are not allowed to change the tires on vehicles. Nissan in the past has provided me with tires, but I did not request them on this one because I didn't know what weather we were going to have. Yeah, snow tires here would have done a lot better. Ooh, we are scraping a little bit. Take it easy. Crabbing a little. Oh, I'm gonna try to go up on the berm here. Oh, that's the nose. That's the tail. Going down, that actually might be a bit of a problem because of extra weight on the front. I'm going to try to maintain momentum here. Oh, it's telling me it's on an unpaved road. Really navigation. You don't say. Oop, nope, we are scraping a little bit. Oh. I continue up, and hopefully there's no super deep ruts. Hopefully I don't grind the underside too much. You know, this is actually doing a pretty good job of shifting that power to the back. I'm actually pretty surprised. I really didn't expect this to get this far today. Oh, this is so slippery. But with an even throttle, I'm able to climb it. Yeah, we're doing good so far. This is great, actually. Oh, can't we get to the turnaround? We're almost there. And slowly but surely, we are making it to the trailhead. I think we're gonna do it. Oh. Almost there. Yes, we did it. Okay, this actually did better than I thought it would. We're certainly not going any further. Not on these tires. Oh, cool. We made it. So this QX55 isn't bad. In the snow, it's plenty capable. The biggest problem is the transmission. On twisty roads, it's just no fun, which is unfortunate because on paper at least, the rest of this vehicle is great. However, the competition, way more fun to drive every day. This one, the CVT kills it, which is unfortunate because the rest of it is pretty good. For Driving Sports TV, I'm Ryan Douthit. Thanks for watching. Be sure to like, subscribe, share videos. We make them for you, and I hope you enjoy them.